Book Chick again, and I am here to do my February TBR. We will get started on that. I still haven't found my neutral density filter. It is somewhere in my house. I know that my husband and I have been tearing our house apart looking for it, so I apologize because my camera is gonna, my heat just kicked on. It's still winter, but my camera is gonna try to, like, you know, settle the light and everything. Probably having a candle in the background isn't gonna help, but we're gonna do it because I want it to be cozy. This is Nyx. If you've been here for a while, you know my kitty cat by now, but this is my kitty Nyx if you are new. I also have a dog, but he doesn't often make appearances in my videos, but she's in just about every single one of them, aren't you? Aren't you, kitty cat? I also have 2 physical books that I'll be reading because I joined a like TBR challenge, basically where you just read the books that you own or like, and you follow these prompts. But I also want to be able to read the books that I get from NetGalley and from publishers, so I've incorporated as many of the ones that I have for February to match those prompts. So as I go through, I'll be telling you what the prompts are, but two of the prompts didn't fit the books that I have, so I'm gonna read them physically. But I have like so many arcs to read. I don't know if I'll finish those. They may meet the same fate as the January books did. But yeah, we will get started. We'll start with the advanced reader copies first. Hi, baby. She's really cuddly today. I don't know why. We snuggled most of the morning while I studied. But anyway, we will start talking about the February NetGalley books. The book that I'm supposed to read, I still am working on Meet Me in Bombay, which was on my January TBR. It was an arc, so I'm trying to finish it so I can tell them what I think about it. Because I'm really honored that they sent it to me, so I want to finish it. Plus it's really good. Like, I want to know what happens. So if you're interested in hearing about that, then I guess go watch my January wrap-up because I talk about it a lot there, or stay tuned for the February wrap-up. Either way. But the first book I will be reading after Meet Me in Bombay, when I'm not alternating between my physical February books, is Gerta, which is by Katerina. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Katerina Tuckova. I hope I said it right. But basically, this is about a young woman named Gerta who, her parents are, her mother is Czechoslovakian and her father is German, and he is like, he agrees with Hitler about what he's doing. It is 1945, and so she is removed from, I believe she's removed from Czechoslovakia. Yeah, she's like expelled from Czechoslovakia, and just because she's German, so she is forced to go find somewhere else to live, and with only like what she's wearing, and she has a baby, and I'm not sure, like, it says something about oh, where did it say it? The synopsis says something that makes me think she might have been sexually assaulted, so I guess if that's a trigger for you, don't read this. It also sounds like it's going to be really sad, so if you don't enjoy sad books, I would steer clear. I seem to have a knack for picking sad books, but she finds herself pregnant, and so she has to leave Czechoslovakia, her home, with this baby and find somewhere else to live. And so obviously, like, she's forced to find some way to survive and care for her child. So, and like during the war, so, or like during and like just after the war. So this should, I'm gonna have the tissues, just saying, like, if you are gonna read this, definitely have tissues nearby. The next book that I need to read is, where is it? The Hatmakers. This is a middle grade book, so this is a children's book, but it's The Hatmakers by Tamsin Merchant. It is fantasy, and the main character, Cordelia, her father like goes missing. He's on a hunt for some ingredients. She says ingredients. I assume they mean like the elements to make hats. But he goes missing, and so she decides to go find him, but like during all of that, they have to fill a special order for the king in this world, but every order that's filled by the hat makers, the boot makers, the cloak makers, and the watch makers, like they're all enchanted to do different things, and the enchantments are like failing or backfiring, and like whoever wears them is like losing their minds and starting fights and causing chaos. So she's, you know, reluctant to help her family fulfill the order for the king because it's supposed to be a peacemaker hat, but it doesn't look like it would be a good idea to do that right now. So this just sounds super cute, like very enchanted. So I'm excited to read that. Probably gonna have to after reading that super sad book. And then the next book is another historical fiction. This is The Paris Library by Janet Skeslien Charles. I think I said your name right. I'm sorry. So again, it is, you know, World War II, so it's Paris in 1939, and it seems that Odile has everything. I think I mentioned this before. I wonder if they changed the release date, and that's why I'm reading it now. But she has everything, and she's like marrying, or her boyfriend is a police officer. She has a job at the American Library in Paris. Like, life is great. But then the Nazis come into Paris, and she, you know, could lose everything because the Nazis are there and they're taking over, and they're occupying the city. So with the other librarians, she joins the resistance, and it says with the best weapon she has, books. So this also sounds good. Probably gonna cry again. My husband teases me because I have this knack for picking super sad books. So the one I'm reading after that is, it could be a toss-up because they actually both come out on the same day. So we'll talk about the YA book first. So this one is a YA book called Prepped by Bethany Mangle. And basically, this girl named Becca has grown up with her family in like neighborhood of doomsday preppers, and it kind of sort of sounds like they're like separate from the rest of the world, so some sort of like doomsday compound, I guess. Kind of sounds like a cult if you ask me. But basically all they care about in this neighborhood is survivalist training. Like, you don't like arranging a marriage for her already. She's like 16 or 17, and they're arranging a marriage to like the handsomest boy in the neighborhood or whatever. And he seems nice, but he seems like the synopsis makes it sound like he's not very bright. Just like he's a silly kind of like puppy dog kind of boy who is probably going to stay there forever. But then it says something horrible happens that affects the entire community, and it turns out that Roy is like not as clueless as he seems, so it's up to Becca and Roy to, you know, figure out how to solve the problem. So that sounds kind of fun. The next one is a cozy mystery, you know. Okay, I'm back. I went and got my bullet journal so I can tell you what the prompts are without guessing. So yes, Gerta is the book with a person on the cover that is one of the prompts for the TBR Tackle Challenge. I'll try to remember to tag them in this and maybe they'll see it. They're on Instagram though, so maybe they won't, but I'll tag them in the Instagram post. So be on the lookout for that. The Paris Library is supposed to be the romance prompt. The synopsis did say it was romance, so we'll see. Although my friend is reading it now and she says it's not super romancy, so we'll see. But maybe I'll have time to pick up A Rogue of One's Own, which would fill that prompt. The Hat Makers is the prompt. The prompt starts with the, so the Hat Makers fits that prompt. And then the other two are the physical books that I have to read. So this is Good Fortune by Noni Carter. This fits was to read a book by a Black author because it's Black History Month, so here we are. I started this in 9th grade and I don't remember finishing it, but I remember today, and I'm on page 17 now and I'm loving it. I think I will be able to finish this quickly. But this is about a little girl named Ayana who is kidnapped from her village in Africa when she's 4 years old, and she's sold into slavery. And so it's about her like growing up on a white plantation and having to like work the cotton fields and like just that awful life. Like it's just awful. And she has nightmares about being kidnapped from her home, but it's really good so far, and I remember loving it years ago. Okay, so that concludes this video. So if you would hit like and subscribe, that would be really, really awesome. That really helps out. And I will see you on Tuesday, I guess. So see you soon.